In the years 1896 and 1897, unknown flying airships were seen over parts of California. Now, this was much before the Wright brothers even considered taking their inaugural flight. They were described much as ships in the air. However, at this point in time, blimps and zeppelins were not made for such use. Now, seen in a few other states, one person was given a $10 bill and told to get oil and for them to keep the change. Now, $10 may not be much now, but back then, boy howdy is that a lot. Now, another person described what amounts to the first cattle mutilation dash abduction. Now, what they described was six people in a translucent carriage of some sort, loading up their prized 2-year-old heifer. Now, here's the problem. They were part of the local Liars Club, so I hate to say it, but gotta take that stuff with a grain of salt. Now, back to California, an attorney was claiming to be working for the inventor. He even described the size of the airship. However, because no one corroborated his evidence and actually explained everything, he was considered a liar and he eventually gave up. Now, the size of the airship is as follows: 18-foot wide wings, 150-foot long, a rudder shaped like a bird's tail, and it could hold 15 passengers. Now, another man came forward claiming to work for the inventor. He's the former Attorney General of California. Now, again, no one came forward to help corroborate anything, so eventually it's just given up. However, all things said and done about blimps and zeppelins that existed at the time, they were fairly unreliable for any type of high speed because they relied pretty much solely upon the wind. You also had the issues with all the clouds, such as rain, sleet, snow, so on and so forth. Then, of course, there's also the fact that they had to return back to where they were tied off because, again, had to rely on wind for movement. So, solely they were going wherever the wind blew. So that does not work. Now, in November of 1897, one was made that was semi-reliable. Now, as the reasons I mentioned about the unreliability of air, well, not airships, but zeppelins, blimps, so on and so forth, that is the reason many of the claims about the airships are considered false, or were considered false. It gets really weird on what is and isn't, but anyway, there's that. Along with the fact that top inventors of the time said that nothing of the such could be made in private, that it would have to be made where everyone could know it. Now, that eventually it's possible, but that's only as technology increases. But let's be honest, a lot of things can be done in private if you know what you're doing well enough for building something. Mind you, I'm not sure how difficult it would be, but furthermore, because of everything, it was thought that it was belong. No one could make them. Now, reasons that were given for this. This is an example of an airship as depicted by the novel by Jules Verne. The name of the novel is Robur the Conqueror, Robur. Now, because of the book, which was published 10 years earlier, people tying candles to paper lanterns, people not knowing a whole bunch of everything, the fact that there's so much sensational yellow journalism, liars clubs, and everything, it makes it difficult for one to ascertain what is true, what is false. Now, the issue on all of this is the fact that majority of all of the descriptions were basically the same, minus a few weird things here and there, but they were the same. So, overall, it is highly improbable that such existed. However, it is not impossible, just highly unlikely and suspect.